All right, great. We got a few more people that joined. Great. Welcome, everybody. All right. Oops, it's like lighting. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and start. Let's start by just taking a comfortable seat on our mat. All right, welcome to Experience Yoga. My name's Courtney. Thanks for coming today. Happy holidays, everybody. All right, so just come to a comfortable seat and just start to rock side to side. Kind of find that center that feels comfortable. Start to sit up nice and straight. Start to pull that belly back towards the spine. And as you do that, just send your awareness to your shoulders. Just noticing, are they tense? And if they are, go ahead and try to release some of that tension. Maybe roll them back and down a little bit, away from the ears. Try to dissipate some of that stored tension that we carry there throughout the day. All right, and once you find like a comfortable spot that feels right, go ahead and find a little stillness. And then shut your eyes down. Close the eyes. Let's take both hands onto that low belly. That's where we want to send our breath. That triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which triggers our relaxed response. So anytime you're feeling stressed, take deep breaths into that low belly, and it'll help you feel better. So close the eyes, relax the shoulders, and just start to breathe deeply into the low belly. Pressing against the hands as you inhale, you fill up. That sounded weird.
Convince myself that I'm without God. Spiritual father got lost in her own sad song.
So slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose.
We were talking out.
And start to make your breath a little bit longer. Maybe inhaling for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, hold, and then exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold to the bottom. Inhale. Exhale. Try to keep that going. Try to keep breathing through the belly. And let's just move our hands up right to our hearts. Feeling the heartbeat. Tuning in to the sensations in the body, maybe even the emotions. Noticing how you feel today, just checking in. Not holding any judgment to what you notice, just simply acknowledging. Okay. And then from here, let's drop the hands just to our lap, and then we'll just take a gentle head roll to the right. Starting with just a gentle warm up, and then we'll get into more of some flow, some balance. All right, rotate to the other direction. Might feel some cracks and pops, that's okay. All right, let's stop at center once you feel balanced on both sides. And then we'll take the right ear down towards the right shoulder, but pay attention to make sure the shoulders are still nice and loose and down away from the ears. And then you can actually just take the right hand right on top of your head. And just give yourself an assist here. Pull that over. And keep the eyes closed if that feels good. This is especially important for us to be doing throughout the day when we're on computers all day long. Maybe let go of some of this tension in the neck and shoulders. Keep that breath going. Back through center and then other side. This is also a good time to set an intention for class, whatever that might be for today. Just to be present. Some gratitude, whatever that might be. This time of year, things get really busy, so it's really important to take some time to slow down. So give yourself some love just for showing up today. All right, let's go to center, and then we'll take our chin towards our chest, and then both hands can come on the top of the skull and pull it down. That was great, and then lift the head up. open the mouth when you do this. Really stretch through the front of the throat, the jaw. All right, shake all that out a little bit. Shake out the hands. All right, you bring the arms in front and then open up. And then switch what arm comes on top. So there's a little bit of spine motion going on here too. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. All right, let's go ahead, extend the arm out front, and then grab onto the hand, pull it in a little bit. Flip it up and then pull it back. Keep the shoulders loose, keep the belly pulled in, keep the posture nice and strong, and keep that belly breath going. And then the other side. Flip it. Okay, put both arms out and then roll up the thumbs. Should you know what to slowly? Reverse the direction if you haven't already. And just roll up the wrists. All right, check that out. Let's do a little side body stretch here. All right, right hand comes down, and then the left arm is going to come up and over. So you can option to kind of walk the hand out. You can come down onto the forearm if that's kind of in your wheelhouse of flexibility. Everybody's made it differently. What you'll notice is if the left hip lifts up off the floor, you want to stay here. So if your hips are kind of coming loose, you can stay up. But if you can stay grounded down and just get a deeper stretch, then this is a good place. Also, pay attention to the shoulder. We don't want it to be coming up, pulling it down away. Take the sweater off. So you can kind of see, we don't want it up here, we want to pull it down. And then you can take your gaze up to the fingertips and just breathe here. Right. Inhale, let's bring both arms up with both fingers, and then exhale, other side. So you might not be able to go all the way down to the forearm or right away, or it might just be different on one side than the other. Just noticing that. I can go all the way. You're not, you can't today. Just go right. And then again, right shoulder comes down, gaze comes up. Maybe glue down that right hip, and then really extend out. Let's just add a little bit more speed to this. So we're going to inhale and exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Just do 2 more breaths. Just going with your own breath. All right. Inhale from center, and then straighten out the legs, shake them out. I pulled my pants before this started, but when you have 4 pets, you're going to be covered, but not going to do. All right. Inhale, lift the chest up, and then exhale, right come down that forward fold. Turn to the side for you. So it's important to hinge from the hips here, which is the same thing you would do if you're standing. So just come forward. So wherever that is for you, where you still feel the stretch in the back of the legs. You don't want too much rounding in this whole back area. You can bring a little bit of rounding to the chest, the shoulders, once you kind of find that right spot. And the longer you're here, the more you can kind of sink down into it. Relax the head and neck, close the eyes even. And if you need the knees to be bent a little bit here, that's totally fine. Everybody's flexibility is a little bit different. So all you really do what feels good in your body today. There'll be lots of different options and modifications. Let's inhale for a half lift, so straighten the back feet, the same thing we're doing in the stand. All right, and then exhale, we sink down deeper. And we walk out a little bit deeper. Slowly walk yourself up, and we'll just come into a twist here. So we'll take that right leg over the other side here, and we'll twist to the right. Wrapping that left arm around the leg, or you can take the outside of the arm and press it against the leg to give you a little leverage to twist it even deeper. So when we're in a twist like this, you don't need to turn the head all the way. It's not really about the neck here, it's about the torso. So don't check in with your neck. If you're kind of going way back, bring it in a little bit. Keep it in line with the spine. Release, and then we'll twist to the other side. Left leg over the right. Wrap it up and twist, or press it on for a little bit more. That's kind of like the next option there. If you want to get real crazy, you can straighten the leg. All right, straighten out that leg, and then roll the legs off to one side and make your way right into a tabletop position. All right, we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Out pose. Arms are engaged, don't lock them out. And then exhale for that tuck and round. Tuck the hips, round through the upper back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale. Matching your breath to your movement. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round it. Chest. Breathing. And the next we're going to come to a little free-form movement here. So go ahead and widen up the hands a little bit and widen up the knees a touch. And you can bring the hips around. Maybe do like some hip circles here. You can keep doing cat-cow. Okay, whatever feels good. You can do a barrel roll. Feels good. Options. Just turn over one shoulder. So just play around with some movements here and see what feels best. Child's pose back. Child's pose. All right, come back into a neutral tabletop. Extend out that left leg. So you're looking into that calf there. Set heel back on the toes. You can take that right leg and jut it out behind you when we come into gate pose. So when we come into gate pose, you bring the hips in, so we're in one nice long line here. Core tight, and you can extend that arm overhead. Nice stretch. Side body, root down to that left foot. Every time I do gate, we've got to come up for counter gate. Come on up through center. Over to the other side. Drop that right shoulder and stretch. Now we'll breathe in. All right, let's start with both arms down. And then go ahead and lift up that left leg. So put the weight into that right knee, right hand. Lift up that leg. And then bend the leg, grab onto the ankle, pull it in. A little quad stretch. And a little heart opener here as well. So take that left shoulder back, plugging the elbow to the back of the room. Working on balance, strengthening, and stretching. All right, release. Back into table. And then we're going to stretch out the right leg long. Get into that calf to start. That feels great. You don't even realize how much tension's in the calf, so it's going to be really tight. So especially in men, actually, they actually will carry more tension in the calves, so they will be more in the hips. So just checking in, noticing. All right, we're going to take that left leg out, and then we come in, bring the hips in line, extending on it. Drop the shoulder back, engage to the back of the core, and then get long. Really plant down into the right foot. We're going to come up through center here. Pop up through center, and then over to the other side. The counter gate, and then add that pulse. It's almost like a little core workout here as well. Okay, and then come back down into gate. Get your balance. And then lift up the right leg. If this is too much, then just stay here. If you want to go for it, go ahead, and then reach back. You get that opening through the heart and stretch through the quad. By really taking that shoulder back, pointing the elbow to the back of the room, and pulling in that leg. If this hurts your knee on the ground, you can just do this with just laying down on your side. Take the calf stretch. More passing. All right, go ahead, extend it out. Come back into tabletop. Couple more cat cows to rinse that out. And then we'll come into downward facing dog. So lift the hips. This leg is a little intense, so it's right in my face and just pushing it a little bit. But come into downward dog. Just up a little bit. See if that helps. When I set up the lighting, it was like cloudy out, and then all of a sudden the sun just came right in. Okay, so we're in downward dog. Walk it out. Again, stretching through the back of the legs and the calves. Just breathe here. Press that chest back towards the feet. Press through the hands, spread the fingers. Nice and wide, grip those fingertips. Lots of little cues here. Even if you just pick one to kind of focus on. All right, take a deep bend in the knees and inhale as you look to the top of the mat. Exhale as you walk your way there. And you come into a forward fold. You can keep the knees bent and just rest the chest right on the legs if you want. Forward fold, you can grab onto the elbows. Give yourself a little sway. Release the head and neck and give it a little shake. And start to straighten the legs if that feels good for you today. Again, do what feels right in your body. You feel some tension in the low back. You can bend. You have very tight hamstrings. We'll ease into this. When your hamstrings are tight, they're going to then pull on the hips and the low back. And sometimes when we have lower back pain, it's all about stretching the rest of the muscles. All right, let's come into that calf lift like we did in our forward fold. So inhale, just straighten the back. So the feet go right on there. So pull the belly in and get long. And then on our exhale, we just fold it down. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. And the arms up. And then stretch back behind us. Slight back bend here. Back through center, bring the hands right to the heart. Inhale. And then exhale, arms come up. Come over to the side here. Shoulders down, back onto that wrist. And kind of pop those hips over to the left a little bit so you can see leverage. Inhale, center, let go. Exhale, switch sides. Center, just do like widen out your stance and just do a little twist here. Back. Widen out even more, have the feet sort of like at a 45-degree angle there, and then come down into a little squat. Horse stance here. And we're just gonna press that left shoulder down, twisting up to the right. Through center, inhale. And then exhale, twist it to the other side. All right, up through center, inhale. And then exhale, straighten out the legs and then just fold forward. Walk the heels back a little bit, bring the feet more into a 90-degree angle now. Just toes facing forward. Head down, go side to side again. Okay, take that left hand down, right where you're looking, the gaze comes, and then right arm up. Okay, twist. So try to keep the hips right where they are, right next to each other, and twist through the torso. All right, right hand goes with the left hand with us, and then twist up to the other side. And adjust the hips, because the right hip's going to come in a little bit. Breathe. Slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. All right, both hands down. Walk yourself all the way up. Bring your toes together. To the top of the mat. All right, we're going to add a little flow here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into a high plank. Inhale, come slightly forward on the toes. So option here to come onto the knees, or just skip this and go straight to downward dog. So basically it's like a little tricep push-up. Okay, so come slightly forward and then arms by the sides. Inhale to lift the chest, option for either low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog, walk it out. Get in here. And then inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, rise up, stretch back behind you. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and flow. Again, option to skip this. Or you can even lift the leg if you want to make it more intense. Downward dog. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll add some warrior poses. Inhale, look to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Slight behind you. And then exhale as you fold back down. Step back to your high plank. Inhale. Exhale, half roll away. Option to do knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, right leg long. Exhale, take that right foot where your right hand was at the top of the mat, and knee comes down. So if it just doesn't make it all the way, you just come halfway and then grab on to the ankle and bring it up. Okay? You can also just do it from the standing position if that's easier. All right, let me turn to the side for you. We're going to come into Anjaneyasana. So you might want some extra padding in the knees. You want to roll up the mat. You only have one. Maybe my knees are just more sensitive, but I need extra padding for this one. Okay, so right hip pulls back, left hip pulls kind of forward, so it's like a line works through a little bit. Okay, you get that kind of motion with the hips, and then the thighs just squeeze in towards one another. Once you have that, make sure shoulders are stacked over the hips, and then you can kind of sink down a little bit and feel it into that left hip flexor. You can bring the arms up, shoulders down, core strong. Something like this might look easy, but there's actually so many little things. But again, you can just take like one or two of those cues that I give. Sometimes I give a lot, and it's kind of hard to do them all every time. So if you just kind of every time you practice, you add in more. Shoulders down, sink a little bit. Breathing here. And we're gonna actually straighten the front leg, coming into half splits, and then fold down. Turn back to the side, actually. Okay, so kind of like that forward fold. I'm just folding forward over that straight leg, so feeling it's in the back of the leg. And we're gonna inhale, come back to arms today. And exhale, back. Keep moving with your breath. Then we'll take it side to side, holding in half splits. After we do this a couple more times. All right, now hold the half splits. And then walk both hands over to the right. Hold it here. Back to the center, forward, and over to the other side. All right, take that right knee, bring it back where the left one is, lift the hips up. Just gonna twist like back in here, hands on the lower back, lift the chest. All right, and back to center, pull side to side, gentle, slow, side to side. And then we'll do the opposite foot forward. Left foot forward, Anjaneyasana on this side. So wide base, and remember that sort of corkscrew thing. Okay, so right hip forward, left hip back, and the thighs pull in. Then you can sink down into the hip flexor. We're just going to breathe here for about 5 breaths or so. You can move the arms to add some engagement. Focus your gaze if you're worried about your balance here. You're feeling a little shaky. It's actually really good to shake as your body is moving. So that means you're pushing it to the right level. I still wobble and fall after years and years of practice. Nothing's wrong with that. Okay, breathing into that low belly. Feeling that hip flexor loosen up a little bit, you might be able to sink a little deeper. Inhale, and then exhale, arm splits. So we are on the heel of that left foot. Flexing the foot a little bit more if you want to deepen the stretch. And we're holding forward. And we'll start to add that movement. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. Inhale to lift. Exhale to sink. And with the breath, keep going. One more. Hold it for splits. And this is a place where if you actually do want to practice the splits, it's a good place to come in to just slide that right leg back. And then use your hands for support. You can also use blocks or pillows, hooks. It's a great way to practice if that is something you're working on. It's a little much for today, but just go on that out there for you. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the left on the other side. Just kind of intensifying that stretch along the IT band, along the hamstring. Should feel good. Breathing here. All right, switching over to the right for that little counter stretch. That more to the meaty part of the hamstring. I'm feeling it. Right. Back through center. Let's hit on today one more time. All right, come back. Okay. Into that camel pose, hands behind your back, and then lift up. Opening your chest, open the mouth. So some people are really flexible in the low back, and they can take their hands down to their ankles. So if that's you, you can do that, but I'm really careful about the low back. This is not for me today. And some days are different for everyone. All right, now let's just go ahead and sink the hips down. Breathe here. Just take one hand on that low belly, one hand on that heart, close the eyes, and breathe. Pressing into that hand. Breath. It's a good place to just check in. With the breath, slow it down a little. Come back to that intention of reset one. And then from here, we'll just do a gentle child's pose. Put your feet together, knees out wide, and then walk the arms out in front of you. Sink that forehead down. Let the chest sink down to the floor. This is a good place to come at any point throughout class. If you're feeling like you need a break, you need to catch your breath. Great place to be. Also a great pose to start the day with in the morning. Bring yourself back into a tabletop. Okay, and then a high plank, send out the legs. Let it tighten through the core. Turn the exhale into down. All right, and then inhale that right leg long. Exhale, plant the right foot with right hand lifts, and then back foot is parallel with the edge of your mat as you rise up into warrior two. Shoulders over the hips, extend out through those fingertips, feel the power in the upper back. And then gaze can come out over the right fingertips. Hold it here, you can close the eyes even. All right, inhale, come on up, straighten that front leg, bring the hands together. Exhale, come down, inhale up, exhale down. Okay, hold. I'm going to do a side angle pose here, right arm on that right side, reach the left arm up and over. Lots of side body stretches today. So if you want to make this harder, a couple options. You can bring the right arm out, we'll engage that right leg a little bit more. Feel that. Or you can even take the right hand down onto the mat. So it's your choice, or just stay right where you are here. Half bind is another option. Bind, you want to do that. Half bind means one arm right behind. So really make it your own. These poses look for you. What do you need today? I'm going to stay with the basic here for another breath. All right, and from here we're going to come into some balance. So actually we'll come back into warrior two. Step in that back leg a little bit, kind of step in. It's almost harder to do it in slower motion like most things. But we're going to kind of come forward, bring that hand out in front of you. Slowly start to straighten the right leg as you lift the left leg, flex the left foot, half moon pose. It's a full moon out tonight, but we'll do a half moon. Yoga humor for you, it's not very good. If you want, if you feel secure, you can take your gaze up to your left hand. If I do that, I might fall right now, so I'm going to keep looking straight forward. Or just find something that's not moving. You probably don't know what you need for this because I might keep box and wobbling a little. Keep a micro bend in that right knee. Don't lock it out. And then slowly bend the leg as you step back. Oops. Still fall into warrior two. And then inhale, center, both feet are turned forward. And then turn the opposite foot out. So we'll do the same thing on the other side here. So warrior two, we'll just hold it here to start. Close the eyes if you want, test in the balance. And at any point, you can grab some water, please do that. Allow the movement here, just a couple more breaths. Now straighten the leg, bring the hands together. Exhale, sink it down. Keep moving with the breath. Okay, hold it here, and then side. And again, come into whatever variation suits you the best. Do whatever you did on the other side. So whether that was a half bind, a full bind, both arms out, one more close the mat. Back to 1, 2. Inhale. Exhale, shift forward. And then kind of walk that back foot in as you bend the leg, lift the right leg, straighten out that left leg, but keep in mind for a bend in it. You don't want to lock it. Okay, flex the foot, lift it a little higher, and then again, either look at something that's not moving, or if you really want to test your balance, you can take the gaze up to the right hand. If you feel really secure, you can also take the left hand onto the left ankle, or even up towards your heart. A little wobbly today, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, slowly step it back. 1, 2. Down with our flow. Let's cartwheel the arms. Let's step back into downward dog, and then into child's pose. Bring the hips back, sink down. Okay, briefly just come into tabletop. We're gonna come in to puppy pose to get a little more of a heart opener. We haven't had them throughout our class as well as balance, but let's just fill that in a little bit here. So just flop. So keep the hips stacked right over the knees. Don't move that, but what you do want to do is sink the chest and arms forward. Bring the chest down, arms forward, and rest the head down. This is just to get a little heart opener. Just letting go any tension around that area. And release and come back into the table. And we're going to come down onto our bellies, teeing out the arm. We're going to come to stork baby pose. Okay, so rest off on your left cheek. Take that right foot and then just cross it over to the other side. And keep the arms teed out this time. You're feeling that left shoulder and chest. Left through center. And then come onto the right cheek, and then left leg comes behind you. All right, release, come back through center. Let's come back into child's pose just for a quick transition. We're going to come onto our back. So go ahead and lift up into a seat. Soft to one side, kick the legs forward. A little bit. Let's do one more forward fold actually before we kick that onto our backs. So it's kind of fun to see if we're a little bit more flexible than we first started. Usually we are. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, just bring it down. You might notice it comes a little bit easier than when you first started. As with anything. All right, and then come on up, and then engage through the core as we slowly come down onto our backs. Bring the knees into the chest. Give it a rock side to side, squeeze in, massaging the low back. Right foot on top of that left thigh and reach in, thread the needle, so you can just come on to the hamstring here. Even just this is a good stretch for some people if they're really tight in the hips. So just this is kind of like level 1, level 2, and then maybe even more. But see, if you are reaching for the shin, if your shoulders and neck come up off the mat, that's a sign that you need to pull the hamstring. The alignment is more important about like getting to that next step. Keep breathing here. Then we'll switch to the other side. Switch to the other side. Try to do whatever level you did on the other side as well. And rotate your ankles if you want while you're here, if that feels good. Pull the knees in. We'll take them over to the right for a spinal twist. We'll tee out the arms. Take the gaze over to the left. Keep the shoulders down on the mat. Let's come through center. Inhale, and then exhale to the other side. Gaze comes over to the right. You're going to keep the shoulders down. They might want to lift up and close the eyes. When it got through center, and we're just coming into Shavasana next, our final pose, horse pose. So let the legs come long. Give it lots of space on the mat. Palms can be up. If you're going to take in some more energy, or if you need some more grounding today, put them flat against the earth. Tucking that chin a little bit, walk the shoulder blades back. And then starting from the top of your head, try to relax every single muscle. Okay, so just bringing your awareness there will help relax it. So let's start with the forehead. Just bring your awareness there. Let go of that tension that we store there. Move down to the eyes, the nose, cheeks, lips, teeth, tongue. Open the mouth and just breathe naturally. Sometimes it's still comfortable to keep the tongue through your mouth. So if that's good for you, then do that. If not, you can release it. Play around with fold, see what feels the best. And then work your way down the neck, shoulders, all the way down to the fingers, all the way down the arms. Then back up to the chest, stomach, sides, back, hips, quads, hamstrings, through the knees, down to the calves, and shins, all the way to the toes. Here, just breathe naturally. Let's try to be in the moment. As any thoughts or distractions come up, just acknowledge them and let them pass. Back to the breath. Start to deepen the breath again, come back to the senses. With a big one, fingers and toes. Inhale to stretch the arms up over your head. Full body stretch. Exhale as you side out. And then roll onto your favorite side, maybe your right side. Whatever feels best. Resting your head on your bicep. Even here, offering yourself some thanks, some love, showing up for yourself, and for the community here. And then just press up into a seat, as comfortable as seated pose. And then we'll bring our hands to the arms and mudra. So press the hands together, and then press the back of the hands, the thumbs, right into the heart. So really feel the heart beating. Shoulders relaxed, eyes closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose, go all the way up. And then exhale, breathe out through the mouth. And let's take those hands right to the third eye center, pressing there. Taking your gaze up to your third eye. Namaste.